Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my video store. Glad to have you here, glad to have you present, and I'm glad to be back. Because today I want to talk about a little movie I saw recently called Dead Heat. Now, just from the get-go, with cover art like this, you know you were in for a treat. Now, Vinegar Syndrome put this out probably a month ago. It was on my radar a little bit before that. I had heard about this movie. I'd seen a few things about this movie. It kind of intrigued me, and so I said, hey, what the hey, let's take a dive on this one. And guys, let me tell you something right off the bat. Now, Dead Heat, it's a little movie. It's not a big-time production like, let's say, an 80s movie like E.T. or Ghostbusters. This has to be one of the best-looking 4Ks I have seen, bar none. I'm not talking about just from Vinegar Syndrome. I'm talking about from all the companies, all the studio companies that put out 4K. This has to be one of the best-looking 4K films I have seen. I don't want to overstate it, but it could be the best-looking, or let's say the best upgrade, okay, over like a DVD. The Blu-ray looks good too. The Blu-ray looks good, but 4K, I watched this on 4K, and it was super crisp, but there was that good grain that you want in the older films, but it wasn't overloaded. It was a perfect mixture. They did this thing a good service, and it got what it deserved, because I did like the film. Spoiler. Anyways, like I said, this came out in 1988, starring Joe Piscopo and Treat Williams. Now, Joe Piscopo had a little run on SNL, and really, he was there during the dark ages, let's just say that. If it wasn't for Eddie Murphy, the show wouldn't even be there. But Joe Piscopo held his own during that era. Anyways, I'm going to ramble some. That's just what I do, guys. If you're here for me to stay on topic, it's probably not going to happen. So either way, it's the 80s, guys. And what did the 80s love more than anything? Well, maybe not more than anything, but when it comes to film, they love the buddy cop. They love the buddy cop. I mean, you have Beverly Hills Cop. You have Beverly Hills Cop 2. That's all I can think about at the moment. But guys, it's that classic formula. And we're talking action. We're talking comedy. We're talking suspense. And the practical effects alone should make you go see this movie. Some really great work in the 80s, especially the B movies and the cheese, that stinky cheddar. Some of the best effects of that era. Not to say the big movies didn't have it, because they had it. But some of these lowbrow films really get overlooked, and they shouldn't. Basically, this is a short movie. It starts out with a gunfight that a couple of robbers just don't seem like they're ever going to die. And you find out that this is sort of a big company's been cooking up some scheme to help people basically come back from the dead. And I don't want to spoil too much on this, but Treat Williams, one of the cops, ends up dying, but he's brought back to life to basically seek justice on his killer, which, you know, I don't want to spoil. I don't want to say. But yeah, so it's the typical buddy cop 80s film. It's just fun popcorn. You can watch this. You want to watch this movie between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. You don't watch it before, and you don't watch it after, okay? If you take this for what it is, you'll have a good time. I had a good time. You don't take it too seriously. And that's the thing about these movies. That's the thing about these 80s cheese movies. Just fun times. So yeah, this also stars a much older Vincent Price. This wasn't his last film. This was before Edward Scissorhands, which might have been around his last film. This also stars the dad from A Christmas Story. I cannot remember his name to save my life. This might have been, I think Terry Black directed this film. I'm not sure if he's the brother of Shane Black. Guys, don't hold me to this. Please don't hold me to this. Okay, this was written by Terry Black. Either way, written, directed, they go hand in hand sometimes. So yeah, if this has been on your radar, if you've been looking at Vinegar Syndrome, if you've been looking at their website and wondering, man, these movies all look so great, but I don't know which one to choose. Definitely go with Dead Heat. It's just got that fun, nostalgic vibe to it. And once again, just some crazy over-the-top scenes. I'm talking about scenes where animals come out from the dead and come back to life and start attacking them. But that is basically the plot of this film. How are these things coming back to life? Are they zombies? No, they're not really zombies. I mean, technically they are, but they have the mental capabilities that are further than zombies. They're a little bit smart, okay? Now, when they come back, they don't last forever. There is a time span on their life. Once again, I don't want to spoil too much. This is just a fun watch, and man, I kid you not, this is one of the best looking 4Ks I've seen. I know I might be hyping it up way too much. But yeah, this is on Vinegar Syndrome. You guys know all about Vinegar Syndrome. Now, at this point, the slipcover might be sold out, and you know how these companies get. If the slipcover's gone, you got to pay $60 for the slipcover on eBay or something. That's why you got to get on these things early. But if you only care about the film, which, you know, you should, unless you're a madman like me and have to have the slipcover, it's not normal. But yeah, so just throwing that out there. But once again, the 4K does come with a Blu-ray disc, so if you're just in it, you know, just for that, then perfect. You can get this, and maybe later down the road, if you upgrade to 4K, hey, it's there when you need it. So yeah, once again, I don't know what you're doing, but if it's late at night, go ahead and put this flick on, and hopefully I give you a good recommendation here. That's the point of this video. So guys, anyways, that's my just little thoughts, tidbits on Dead Heat. I had a lot of fun with this film. I've seen it twice now in the past 2 months, month and a half. Never seen it before. Heard a little bit about it. This movie, I don't know. I just I think it's a fun time. So I don't want to be too repetitive on that. That's my little review, and make sure you go catch a flick. Probably this one.